We are back on track. A regular morning commute for hundreds of thousands of LIRR riders after days of misery.
Brunson, three-pointer, puts it in! Captain Clutch has come alive!
And Jalen Brunson leads the Knicks to an epic comeback. We're breaking down the miracle on 33rd Street. Plus more summer-like heat, but we are tracking some spotty storms. I'm Macy Eglin. Thanks for joining us. After days of misery, things are back to normal for LIRR riders. You can see trains rolling out of Ronkonkoma this morning, the first normal morning rush hour commute since the strike began on Saturday.
I'm just relieved that both sides just stop being greedy and just come to an agreement. This is huge. I pay a lot of money and I shouldn't have to be taking a bus and then a subway to go to the city to work.
And the deal that ended the strike is said to provide union workers about 14% in retroactive wage increases over 4 years. An arrest in the hit and run that seriously injured a Sayville jogger. Detectives executed a search warrant at 50-year-old Heather Foster's West Sayville home yesterday. We're told they seized the SUV they say was involved in the crash. Foster is due in court today, accused of running down Michelle Walters on Saturday. Voters have rejected school budgets in at least 5 districts. They include Bayport, Blue Point, Islip, Locust Valley, Three Village, and South Country. Voters in that district rejected a plan that would have come with a 13.45% tax hike. The district is facing a fiscal crisis marred by mismanagement and overspending.
I voted no. You just don't reward people that are ripping you off or doing the wrong thing.
I'm going to vote yes. Some of us have children in the district, so we are thinking about children.
You can see how your district voted and proposal results on Newsday.com. Only in Newsday, big bonuses for PSEG Long Island executives. Newsday found bonus pay for the top 9 executives at the utility jumped a cumulative 22.6% last year to just over $1.36 million. Now, total compensation for those officials increased 10% to $6.3 million. In a statement, a PSEG spokeswoman said, quote, executive compensation is largely paid out of the management fee and is competitive with other large utility employers. A sour note for Long Island's piano man. Billy Joel is blasting an unauthorized biopic. Variety says Billy and Me will center on Joel's early years as seen through the perspective of his first manager, Erwin Mazer. But Joel does not approve of the project. His spokesperson telling Newsday, quote, Billy Joel has not authorized or supported this project in any capacity, and any attempt to move forward without it would be both legally and professionally misguided. Let's talk about your forecast now. More summer-like heat. We've got meteorologist Jeff Banson with that good news and some bad news.
Yeah, there is some bad news that we have to talk about. First of all, the summer temperatures, one more day today. Okay. This is a mini heat wave, not going to go down as an official heat wave. And we've actually had hotter May days than what we've had so far this week. But don't try telling that to anybody that was outside yesterday. It was a scorcher out there, especially western parts of the island. We're taking a look at Tiana Beach this morning, and it is a beautiful sunrise. And honestly, walking outside this morning, it would be hard to tell that it's May and not July. It's just really, really muggy out there, too. Taking a look at your beach forecast. Well, let's start with your day planner here. We've got mostly sunny skies and temperatures pushing 90 once again for much of the island this afternoon. Clouds start to increase mid-afternoon, and then we're tracking showers and thunderstorms later in the day. A couple of those could maybe pack a bit of a punch. They will be very widely scattered, so many of us might not see them, and I'm certainly not going to recommend canceling any plans, but you need to be weather aware and keep your eyes to the sky this afternoon. We'll watch for a couple of those late day rumbles of thunder. Much cooler at the beach once again. The UV index is very high once again, and the water temperatures remain very cold. So if you're going near the water, please use extreme caution this time of year. Yesterday it was 81 degrees. Now, again, this is Islip MacArthur, a little bit further towards the south shore, a little bit further east on the island. So we're not getting those, 90, 91, 92 degree temperatures. But again, we've had 90, 91, 92 degree temperatures in the past. Today, actually, our record is 95, so no chance of that record. Yesterday, we had an outside shot, 89 back in 2017. Again, mild and muggy to start things off this morning. 60s out towards the east end and pretty much all the way out west as well. But you can see the city is heating up already. It's 77 degrees with a little bit of humidity as well. Those dew points are ranging through the low 60s. So it feels like summer in pretty much every capacity out there. We've got another mostly sunny day. Here comes the storm risk. There's a cold front over the Ohio Valley right now. Doesn't look all that impressive, but by the time it approaches us, we're going to have the heating of the day to help fuel these storms. Long Island's in a level 1 out of 5 severe weather risk from the Storm Prediction Center. And as far as talking about these severe risks, we don't have a tornado threat, so that's good. And generally, things like hail and gusty winds are on the lower end of the spectrum, but still we cannot rule them out. And any of these storms are going to be capable of producing some localized flash flooding with some very, very heavy downpours. So again, a mostly sunny day. Here you go. Here we are at 2 o'clock. We start to see some of those clouds. A couple of showers begin to pop up. I think we actually get a nice wave of rain, maybe closer to sundown, and that's going to really start to extinguish these temperatures here. So we're in the 60s overnight, but take a look at the numbers. They go down to the 50s tomorrow morning. Here we have a nice bout of rain again. Looks like the rain at this point is going to probably wash most of Thursday out. We'll see some drying conditions late in the day. Those temperatures are 25 to 30 degrees cooler across the island. Friday, we start to clear things out as high pressure builds in, but it is still much cooler. So here's how it looks on the surface map. Friday is going to wind up being my pick of the next week. Unfortunately, things go downhill as the weather begins to deteriorate into Memorial Day weekend. Clouds come back in Saturday morning, Friday night, Saturday morning, and here we are. We're maybe going to get a couple of dry hours in the morning on Saturday, and that's it. Because once this steady rain arrives, it's just going to be really not nice. Saturday, Sunday, and I think we'll dry things out on Monday for Memorial Day itself. That might not wind up being the nicest day of the holiday weekend. So again, temperatures stifling out there. Even all the way out to the Hamptons, we can see temperatures in the mid-80s today. Those late-day storms, though, bring in the big cool-down. Watch out for a few of them. They could be strong. Again, I think they'll linger into this evening, and we'll see that rain overnight, dropping us all the way down to the 50-degree mark by tomorrow morning. We'll be lucky to see, highs around 60 throughout the day with rain-cooled air. And then Friday, there's your pick of the week. Mostly sunny and 65. A big, big letdown for Memorial Day weekend here, especially the first 2/3 of it. We should get a little bit better. I think it's still mostly cloudy for Memorial Day Monday, but the temperatures are at least better, and we're back into the 70s on Tuesday. But the clouds are going to hang tough.
Long Island weather is brought to you by Fire Island Ferries.
Only a Newsday as we continue to honor and mourn the fallen ahead of Memorial Day. We're highlighting a final journey home, 83 years after the ultimate sacrifice. Virginia Huey has that story.
For a Gold Star family from New York, closure came in a flag-draped casket. After 83 years missing in the South Pacific, the recently identified remains of Staff Sergeant Nicholas Governale finally made it home.
But 83 years later is a miracle, as far as we're all concerned, that they found him.
The World War II gunner's final journey home was bittersweet for Anthony Veneziano, who spent a lifetime missing an uncle he never met.
Because he was the missing link. It was, Uncle Nicky. They never found Uncle Nicky.
Anthony and his siblings grew to know their Uncle Nicky through images frozen in time on Kodak paper and stories told at family gatherings. As a first-generation Sicilian American, Governale enlisted in the Army in 1939 to serve his country and support his immigrant parents.
When my grandfather became disabled and not able to work, as the eldest son, he felt responsible for the family.
Edward Veneziano of East Northport says his uncle's devotion was evident in his last letter home.
May 12, 1941. Dear Dad, Mom, and everyone, if by an act of God anything ever happens to me, I want you to know that I have a $3,000 life insurance policy in Mom and Dad's name, and a will leaving all my belongings to them. We must face the truth, so don't start to cry and worry. It is what any sensible person would do. I'm closing now with love to all. From your son, Nicky.
2 months later, Governale was killed on July 10, 1943, when his B-25C-1 bomber crashed into the sea off Guadalcanal. He was declared missing in action. Governale was 22.
It was very painful for my grandparents. My grandmother wouldn't wear black because she felt that if she wore black, it would mean that he was dead. So by not wearing black, there was always the hope of that maybe he'll come back.
As the years stretched to 8 decades, the family's hope faded, but the mystery of what happened to their fallen hero remained. Then, last summer, Anthony received a message.
My sister called me and she said, "Anthony, they found Uncle Nicky." I said, "What do you mean they found Uncle Nicky?"
Project Recover, a nonprofit dedicated to locating Americans missing in action, launched a mission in 2016 to find Governale. Using sonar-equipped underwater vehicles, the team eventually located the plane under 121 feet of water near the Solomon Islands.
We collectively as Americans make a promise to that individual and their family that should they fall in battle, we're going to do everything that we can to bring them home.
83 years after Governale was presumed lost forever, his remains were recovered by a U.S. POW MIA dive team on May 15, 2025. Members of Project Recover folded an American flag over the site to symbolize a promise kept.
Never give up hope. Never give up hope.
Vision, up.
Of all the aching, unresolved MIA stories to emerge from World War II, one more is over. Governale was buried with full military honors at Linden Hill Cemetery in the family plot with his parents.
Thank God that it was able to come to this, because it means a lot. Now when we come here, we have Uncle Nick. That means a lot.
A long-lost war hero home at last. For Newsday TV, I'm Virginia Huey.
Just an incredible story, and you can see more exclusive stories just like that on our website, newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
Newsday Sports is brought to you by Sun Nation Energy. Need to maintain or repair an old solar system? Trust Sun Nation Service to fix it like new.
In sports, the Knicks are looking ahead to Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals after a thrilling overtime win.
Brunson drives, pulls up, shot is up, bank shot is good. The Brunson burner has been lit. It's an 8-point.
New York overcame a 22-point deficit in the fourth and beat Cleveland last night. It was the biggest postseason comeback in Knicks history. Newsday Knicks reporter Steve Popper was at MSG for the Magic.
This is Steve Popper for Newsday Sports. And if with about 8 minutes left today in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals, you decided to leave, get on the Long Island Railroad and head home, good for you, but you probably missed something pretty good. Jalen Brunson wouldn't have blamed you, but he thanked you for staying, for those who did. And most everyone did. And what they witnessed was, as it says in today's back page of Newsday Sports, a miracle on 33rd Street. Knicks were down by 22 points with 7.5 minutes left. Brunson spurs an 18-1 run to get them back into it. Huge shots by Mikal Bridges, and then game-tying three-point play by Landry Shamet. Brought them all the way back to get to overtime, and once it got to overtime, the Knicks just were never losing this one. Whether it was the fatigue of the Cavaliers after a grueling 7-game series, or the Knicks just taking the momentum completely away from them, it was just a wipeout from there. In overtime, it was never a question.
It starts with our defense. The way we were able to get stops and go, and then them having the trust in me, it's really a credit to them.
It's always special when you could get a win, especially the start of the series. And, against a great team, to find a way to win as a unit shows that, we could go out there and we just got to play better. But an expensive lesson learned tonight.
So the Knicks take a 1-game-to-none lead and maybe take a little bit of the Cavaliers' heart, because this was a game, we remember last year where Indiana stole game 1 on a Tyrese Halliburton bouncing three-point long shot at the buzzer that sent it to overtime. The Knicks never recovered. Well, this is the sort of thing that can make the Cavs not recover. The Knicks just made a statement, I think, in that final about 14 minutes that they were not giving in on this one, the sort of game that you're going to remember for a long time. This is Steve Popper for Newsday Sports.
Let's keep the momentum. Game 2 is Thursday night at Madison Square Garden. You can read more from Steve Popper and the Knicks playoff run on Newsday.com. Click Get More below that Newsday TV video box. Only a Newsday. Music is in the air ahead of the unofficial start of summer this weekend. Elisa DiStefano and Newsday entertainment reporter David Criblay have a concert preview.
Summer concert season is about to get started, and there are so many shows this season.
It's amazing. It's actually a record. And here at Jones Beach alone, we have 47 and counting. They're still adding shows.
Wow. What's an average season here?
An average season is about 30 to 32, so this is really extensive.
Yeah, and so many good shows that I can't wait to see.
Absolutely. It's hard to choose. So you're going to start off with James Taylor on June 23rd. And then over at UBS, we're going to have Lionel Richie with Earth, Wind & Fire on July 14th. Come on and sing along. Then back here at Jones Beach on July 31st, we're going to have Rod Stewart. He's coming for one last tour.
This is our shot to see him.
This is our shot to see him. That's it. And then, believe it or not, Diana Ross is coming to Tillis Center on August 23rd. And Willie Nelson is going to headline the Outlaw Festival on August 28th.
How old is Willie Nelson now?
He is 93 years old.
That's amazing.
And he's bringing the Evett brothers with him, and Sheryl Crow and Robert Randolph.
What about for the country music fans?
You can't turn back time. We're going to have Tim McGraw on July 24th. We're also going to have Chris Stapleton returns. He's going to be back here on August 26th.
That was awesome last year.
And for September 11th, special show with Jason Aldean.
We always have good rock shows here. What about this year?
Absolutely. David Lee Roth is going to be at the Paramount in Huntington on June 7th. But then we're also going to have Train, who's become a huge favorite here at Jones Beach.
So much fun to see here.
Unbelievable. They're going to be coming with Bare Naked Ladies and Matt Nathanson on July 18th. Then we also have John Mellencamp, who hasn't been here in years. He's doing a 2.5-hour greatest hits show on July 26th. In terms of the hip-hop R&B crowd, we have Ashanti coming
Glen Cove Zone.
She's going to be here on June 18th with Trey Songz. Now, if you really want to party, you got to party with Pitbull. Don't stop the party. August 25th with Little John. That's going to be unbelievable.
You know I'm here every year.
Absolutely. And Wu-Tang Clan is coming on September 13th. They haven't been here in a while. That's going to be fantastic. We also have a girls' night out on September 15th, and that's going to be TLC with Salt and Pepper and En Vogue.
And Cheryl Salt James from Melville. And for our 2 summer staples,
the Great South Bay Music Festival, which is taking place July 23rd through the 26th. That's going to be in Patchogue at Shorefront Park.
And who's the headliner this year?
We have 4. It's going to be incredible. We have The Used, we have Government Mule, we also have My Morning Jacket, and there's also going to be Sublime, which is going to be incredible. Yep.
And we all miss Jimmy Buffett.
Of course. Jimmy passed away in 2023, but his spirit lives on through the Coral Reefer Band.
Yeah.
And they're going to be putting on a show here, playing his music on August 6th at Jones Beach, and it's going to be the full parking lot scene, everything. So it'll all be happening.
So Parrot Heads, get ready, and get ready for a great summer of music here on Long Island.
Absolutely.
I'm so excited. We have so many great summer music venues and a great lineup. For ticket information and a list of many of those concerts this summer, go to Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. You can see more on all of the stories you've seen today on Newsday.com and watch us streaming anytime on Local Now, YouTube, and the other streaming services you see there. I'm Macy Eglund here with Jeff Vanson. We've got more Long Island news and your local forecast with some big changes coming up here on Newsday TV.
An inside look at Long Island businesses as Newsday presents LI Works. Join Ken Buffa as he samples unique jobs and meets the people behind them. LI Works, now available at newsday.com/LIWorks.